I'm Jim Stevens. I'm a retired engineering and building contractor. I still do consulting, construction consulting, and I get a lot of questions from homeowners. And I'm going to do a series of videos to educate homeowners. It's my public service, I guess. First one I'm going to do is about mold. The first thing that happens when there's water intrusion on a slab, somebody will see some water on the floor, they'll clean it up. They don't know if somebody dropped a glass of water, spilled some water. It doesn't occur to a homeowner, I got a water leak in a pipe. It just doesn't occur to them normally. And they clean it up, and it occurs again. And maybe somebody else cleans it up. This could go on for a day or two. If you have water leaking, or water on your floor, I should say, turn your water off on the outside. Stop the flow of water into the house. Clean the water up. And after the water's cleaned up, I would say, I don't know, half hour or so, see if more water comes up. If it doesn't come up, maybe somebody spilled some water. Turn the water back on. Another test you can do is if there's no toilets running, no water running, nothing's running, check your water meter. It'll be out in front. If the water meter is moving, if the gauge is moving, and there's no water running in the house, there's a leak someplace. Water's running someplace. All right, let's fast forward. We find out that it's a water leak. What do we do? Most homeowners will call the insurance company. I think that's a bad move. The insurance companies are going to scold me about that. But I think calling a plumber, like if you have a fire, and by the way, water does more damage usually than fires. I know that sounds a little weird, but it's true. When they have a fire, they put the fire out first before they do any repairs. And I think that it's important to fix the water leak first before you do anything else. So I would call a plumber and ask him, do you have a leak detector? They got to come out, find out where the leak is, shut the water off, fix the leak. Okay, so now we got the water leak fixed. Here's the problem. The reason I said this thing was going to be about mold. It takes about 3 days from the time it starts leaking, and I'm using a number. There's a lot of discussion about how long it takes. But I'm saying it takes about 3 days if there's a water pipe under a slab, about 3 days before it gets into the top of the slab. Concrete slabs are not waterproof. Masonry is not waterproof. We have to waterproof it. Newer houses have a waterproof membrane under the slab. Older houses have had a waterproof membrane under the slab, but it is deteriorated. So the water intrusion might be quicker if your home is older. All right, here's what happens. 3 days from the time it starts leaking till the water's detected. Another day, maybe 2 days before the homeowner's convinced, you are convinced that it's really a slab leak. Oh my God, what am I going to do? You called the plumber, they came out, they fixed the leak. In the meantime, you've called the insurance company. The insurance company may tell you you need a dry out company. A dry out company has these big blowers and they dry the place out with blowers and dryers. okay, dehumidifiers. They make an incredible amount of money because they charge an incredible amount of money. And they belong to a guild. It's really a good business to get into. In the business, they have a slang, it's mold is gold. And it is. All right, they're going to drill some little holes. There'd be about 5/8 inch in diameter in the toe kick underneath the cabinets in the kitchen. Any built-in cabinets where there's water intrusion, they're going to drill little holes. And they're going to stick a snake in there that's hooked up to a TV, and they're going to go, oh yeah, there's water under here. Okay. That space underneath the cabinet is a perfect incubator for mold. I say, take the kick plate off. Pull it off all the way around. Because what happens is they put the blowers in the dehydrators and whatever, all this equipment, all this noise, and they got these little holes. It makes a perfect incubator. They're going to argue. There's going to be a lot of argument about this. This is what happens. So I'm saying, take that board off. It's about 3.5 inches high, easy to replace, doesn't do much damage, and easy to replace. Okay. So now you can clear it out. And here's the reason I'm telling you this. Mold will grow first underneath the cabinet, on the base of the cabinet, underneath, in that little space, in the incubator. And the insurance company has given you a homeowner's insurance policy, and it's going to have a exclusion in it about mold. Probably on page 2, one paragraph. It'll say, we're going to allow $5,000 to fix your home, or $2,500, whatever your exclusion is. You can buy down on that, by the way, and remove that, I think. But what they're going to do is they're going to go, aha, you have mold. We're only going to give you $5,000 and you got $60,000 in damages. Here's what happens with mold. Mold is everywhere. It's in the air, in the house, outside the house, the way they test for it. They have digital equipment that can test the air and send the results to a lab or on their computer and diagnose how much mold and what kind it is. The spore of mold is invisible. You can't see mold. But it attaches to wherever there's water. Mold loves water. So the spore attaches. What you see is this little leg or root that grows out of the spore that nourishes the spore and forms the cluster that we call mold. Leave a piece of cheddar cheese sitting on the table on a plate for 3 or 4 days, and you'll see a green spot start to form. That's mold. Penicillium. They make penicillin out of it. The mycelium will form roots, are the roots that form from the spore, and they make it visible. Okay? Now, if you go on to the World Health Organization website and look up water intrusion and mold, they have a whole section on it. They explain it. Mold, after the spore attaches, takes about 3 days to become visible with the mycelium. And you've already got 6 days have passed using my numbers. And it's growing underneath the cabinet. Now the guy that comes out or the gal that comes out, whoever comes out to test this, is going to say, you have mold. You have to remove that cabinet. It's going to be the island cabinet, for example. They're going to destroy your island cabinet. They're going to take it out. They're going to take out other cabinets. They're going to throw them away. Don't let them throw them away. If there's mold under your cabinets, you can get rid of the mold. It's mold. And everybody's going to try and scare you about mold. They're going to go, oh, there's black mold. There's dark gray mold. They won't have a name for it. The people who do the test will give you the name for it. A guy who's a mold or a person who is a technician will explain to you what it is, what the spore count is, and it might give you an allergy, it might give you a runny nose, whatever. I've been in houses that are completely, totally encapsulated with mold, I guess that would be the word. Smells horrible, musty, you cannot stand it, you have to wear a mask. There's all kinds of equipment, make you look like a guy walking on the moon. And we've just taken all the drywall off, cleaned the framing members, cleaned the house, and put the drywall back on, and the house is fine. No mold. No mold on the in the framing members. You can do the same thing with your house. There's going to be the plumber, the dry out people, and the dry out people are going to have two gangs. They're going to have one gang that comes out that sets up the equipment, and they're going to have another gang that comes out and rips your kitchen up, rips your house up, removes everything. Okay, if you got an older house, another thing that can happen is your supply lines to your toilet or your sink in the bathroom to your washer in the wherever the washer is, your dishwasher, they all have supply lines. Your sink in the kitchen has supply lines, okay? A lot of plumbers will come in on a remodel and they'll replace the shut-off valve in the supply lines, and they put these ones with the plastic couplings. And I'm going to get a lot of feedback about this. Those plastic couplings you tighten with your fingers, okay? I don't like these plastic couplings. I don't like it. Tighten it with your fingers. They got two very long things to get your fingers around. If you use a pair of pliers, they might crack. You're not going to know they cracked. You won't hear it crack. You won't see it crack. But you'll notice that it cracked when you come home from skiing and your carpet's all covered with water and this thing has come off of the shutoff for the toilet. Okay. So if you got an older home, you might want to think about replacing the shutoffs. And they have shutoffs at only half a turn or a quarter turn is all you need to shut off or full on. And get the supply lines with the metal ends. They're a couple, $2 or $3 more, but get them. Don't take a chance. Yeah, I'm Jim Stevens. If you like this video, please subscribe. Turn on notifications for new informative videos. Oh, and visit my website at buildingpermit.info. Buildingpermit.info. Thank you.